Introducing you to the people of Uniondale. This is the Voice of Uniondale, Nicole Burke.
Hi, friends. Welcome if this is your first time, or welcome back to the Voice of Uniondale. I'm so excited that you're tuning in today. On this episode of the Voice of Uniondale, I get to sit down with someone who truly embodies service, strength, and purpose. Meet Legislator Olena Nicks, a woman who has dedicated her life to lifting up the very community that raised her. Olena's journey is nothing short of powerful. Born and raised right here in Uniondale in a hard-working blue-collar family, she learned early what it means to show up, to work hard, and to care deeply for others. Straight out of high school, she joined the Uniondale Fire Department, eventually becoming the first woman captain of Manor Company 3. That alone would be impressive, but Olena didn't stop there. She led as president of the Uniondale Public Library, supported countless local civics, and worked in both the public and private sectors, managing over $70 million in budgets. She holds a business degree from CUNY, Baruch, and an MBA from American University, all while working 2 jobs and running her own small business. Olena is not only the first to serve, she's the first to fight for what's right. Her story is one of perseverance, leadership, and a deep personal commitment to community. I can't wait for you to hear about her journey today. Let's dive into this powerful conversation, friends, and welcome Olena to the show. Welcome, Olena.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for returning. You were here when I first started.
Yes.
Trying to learn everything.
And the show has certainly blown up since then. So congratulations are in order to you for ensuring that the community hears about all the great things that we have.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you've come back and to see you grow too. I'm just like rooting you on from behind the scenes, like, yeah, go, go, go. So you did mention about 3 years ago, because we've been on the air for 3 years, how you got started and got involved. Friends, if you want to know, you can go on Spotify and listen to that. But I want to get into what you're doing now as legislator and to discuss the different districts and how that's working for anyone who's confused like myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of this month, it will be my 7th month in office. So, I got elected on a special election in February, and that was because our current Senator Bino vacated the seat. So then an opportunity presented itself, and I ran on a special election and was elected to the Nassau County Legislature. And I have to say that it has been a tremendous journey because, it was a quick honeymoon period. Everyone's congratulating you, but then, I knew coming in that I had to hit the ground running because my predecessor was really amazing. She made a lot of impacts within the community, and I wanted to do the same and make sure that our communities didn't see a deficit from there being a break in between. So serving on the legislature, there's definitely been some uphill battles.
Of course. With
trying to secure certain funding and get what's rightfully ours. Yes. But there have also been some really gracious moments where our office has been responsive to the communities and the concerns that are popping up, and being able to just have conversations with everyday people, our businesses, our civics, our just everyday residents of District 2. So it's been really exciting.
Let's talk about those uphill battles. And when you did mention it, only thing that popped in my mind was that you're prepared for this. Please. You've gone through so much to get to where you are. In your bio, I was surprised to read working 2 full-time jobs and getting your MBA. So I'm sure that was just like a walk in the park for you. But talk a bit about one of those struggles and how you overcame the struggles with becoming newly elected legislator.
I think one of the largest struggles is coming in and needing to produce and, deliver for such wonderful communities at the same time while trying to learn a new role. So while I felt very prepared, there was a lot of side of the government side that I wasn't really familiar with. So, whether it was processing certain things for different districts, just learning some of the rules. So it was interesting because I came in with a decent amount of experience. We all kind of use Robert's rules. We use that in the fire department. I've used it in the library. And the same thing, I know what finances look like. I work a lot with federal contracts and things of that nature. So for those things, I had the experience, but I think there were portions that were shell shock. And I think the most heightened one was when we were working as a legislature to pass the capital plan. And what many people may or may not know is that the legislature is one seat away from a possible supermajority. So what that means is that the majority would have 13 representatives and can really do whatever it is that they'd like to do without needing the minority's vote on anything. And we have right now in the minority one vote that when it comes to some things that need 13 votes, we have that one vote. So we had to really leverage that one vote. And this happened probably within my first month of joining the legislature.
You got to learn real quick.
Very quickly. And, we were looking to pass the capital plan, and there were certain things that the minority districts were not receiving in terms of funding for fire departments, police departments, our school districts. So the first time that it came to a vote, we voted no. It didn't pass, and we leveraged that one vote to be able to negotiate because we went back to the administration. We tried to have meetings. That was not possible, so we really utilized our one vote to negotiate. So when it came time for a vote a second time, a lot of our projects were included. And we voted yes, and that capital plan passed. So that was something that I was really proud of, but also I think about it every day because with this upcoming election cycle, there is a possibility that one seat could be picked up by the majority. I mean, there is also a possibility that the minority can pick up 2 seats. So it really could go either way. And unfortunately, if it goes to where the majority is in a supermajority, that's going to be a really unfortunate time for us because they already control what items we calendar, what items get voted on. For example, Juneteenth. I had proposed legislation, which was proposed 3 times prior to me coming on, that the county should recognize Juneteenth as a holiday, and it should be a paid holiday for the staff, whether it's paid or it should be a holiday.
Right.
All of our counterparts, Suffolk, all the townships within Nassau County recognize that their doors are closed. Nassau County is not. And it's items like that were not put on the calendar after the legislation was proposed. So the majority is already in a position of true control. So giving them a supermajority is something that we're really fearful about.
Okay. Wow. I didn't even know all of that. So how does the community, or can the community vote to help them not get the supermajority?
Yes.
How does that work?
So really, it would just be coming out and voting for candidates that align with what your values are.
Okay.
And, right now there are a couple of seats that are becoming vacated just due to the redistricting. Some members were either redistricted out or they decided to retire. There's a number of things that are happening. To create those seats. So in November for Election Day, we are urging everyone to come out. I mean, and not just November. I mean, early voting starts end of October.
Okay.
So we're really encouraging people to utilize their civic duty, their right to vote, because it's so important. And some of the things that are at risk are capital funding. So right now we have something that's for District 2 that's waiting for the Uniondale Public Library as well as Uniondale School District for certain repairs. And those are on hold because the current administration does not want to move them forward. And it is items like that if we get a supermajority will not move through, because the majority is not really working with the minority very well.
Right. Why should they?
Right.
Think about it.
When you hold all the power. But good government really needs bipartisanship to function.
Exactly.
And we're seeing that not just locally, we're seeing that on the national level as well. Mm-hmm. What happens when you have this partisanship level of government? Nothing gets done.
Right.
Nothing moves. And we can't bring what's on the national level locally, because the things that divide us really, we're not deciding on that at the legislature. We're deciding on paving potholes. We're deciding on schools and parks getting funding. We're deciding on people's quality of life and improving that. And what's interesting enough is I believe that all of my colleagues, all 19 of us, want the same thing. We want safe communities. We want strong quality of life. You know, we want our residents to be able to live in walkable communities and shop and where they live and work. But how we go about it obviously differs what our solution to that is.
Right.
But again, we're not making decisions on some of those really dividing issues here in the legislature. So it really behooves us to work together.
Simple. Makes sense. I'm so happy. I get a better understanding, and I always do tell my friends and family members it's important to vote on the local level. Yeah. But now I understand better what it means to vote on a local level.
Yeah. And many people will argue that your local elections are more important than your presidential. And that's not to say you shouldn't come out for either.
Right.
But it means that you really should be paying attention. And when I say local elections, I'm talking about your school board, your library board elections, your fire department elections. These are all the things that will impact you. You can see direct impacts.
Yes.
Where sometimes on the national level, it'll take a bit of time before you start to see those impacts and feel them. And not only that, electing strong leaders locally, you'll have people who are going to advocate for you when we start to see things on the national level start to come and affect us. Yeah. So where we're going to see a drop in school funding, those are things that my office is going to certainly look to advocate and be a voice for. When it comes to unions, that is something that I am a strong, proud endorser of unions. I think we need them. Yes. It's important to me. And it's people like me who are going to advocate and put a voice out there for our unions to be paid equally, for prevailing wages, for, not hiring subcontractors or contractors to come in from the outside and do the work, because we have people here on Long Island that need the jobs, that need resources to put the food on the table.
Yes. Yeah. And as I'm listening to you talk, you didn't mention this, but what's good about you is that you've been in all of these facets in the community. You've been part of the school board. Mm-hmm. You've been part of the library, the fire. Mm-hmm. So you have the experience to navigate when you're in the halls, even though I don't know if they call it the legislative junior.
Yes.
Junior.
I am.
Legislative. Oh, they do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I know they do that for the Senates. Even though you're a junior, you come with a wealth of information, being that you were part of every single part of the community in that way. So I just wanted to toot your horn for you.
Thank you. But it was never I didn't do it for a title or position. I did it simply because it was the right thing to do. And the Uniondale community gave me so much.
You've been doing that since high school.
Since high school. And I'm grateful. And I believe that in order for our communities to be civically strong, we need the people that live in them to reinvest in it. And that's what I saw. It was a reinvestment because of the paths that were paved for me. I want to see that for our future generations as well.
Right.
And the only way to do that is for those who have the experience, who know, to be able to speak up and come out and advocate and put that work back in there. Mm-hmm. So it's been really exciting for me, but it's also been eye-opening because I get to sit from a different position. I'm not, and no shade to our attorneys, but I'm not an attorney. I'm I'm not a large executive. I'm actually probably, I think, the youngest right now on the legislature. So to be able to connect with our millennial and our Gen Zs and, to connect from a space where I have lived this, so I know what it is that we're fighting for, and I know its importance it's an honor.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. You did mention some of the things that you're fighting for. Let's go ahead and toot your horn some more. What have you done? I did get the mailer that came out.
Yes.
I don't have it with me, but I'm grateful for that. Tell us about some of the items that you were successful in.
So I would say the one that was huge to me was bringing mobile hours to the community. So that was really important because I think that we didn't see that a lot. And I saw other districts were doing it. So I said, hey, why not? Why don't we do it?
Right.
So that's an initiative that I'm going to look to continue moving forward on, is making sure that we have visibility within the community and that we're able to touch our residents. Because I think one of the challenges that I'm seeing coming into office is figuring out how do people get their information. And oftentimes in underrepresented communities, dissemination of information, there is a gap there. So, and we have so many avenues. There is social media, there's our libraries, there's mailers, email lists, and we're really trying to do it all. So that's something that I'm really proud of, that we are actually looking to connect as best as possible, because we want people, there's a lot of information and resources out there that we want others to connect to. So that's something that I would say that I'm really excited about. And over the summer, I had the honor to have some interns in the office from a number of different communities throughout District 2. And one of the things they worked on were getting all of the local businesses contact information so that we can get them on our mailing list. But also we're going to do a business walkthrough in the next coming weeks. We are going to pretty much stop in, say hello, see what the needs are, and really make those relationships. Because I think a large part of this work that we do is building relationships and knowing when to connect people to what it is that they need. So I would say those are two initiatives that right now I'm really proud of that we're doing. And of course, I'm trying to think about there's so much, sometimes it's I don't keep track. It's I'm living.
Right. Well, you're living, you're learning.
Right.
Doing all at the same time, which is crazy, but that's life.
It is, but that's right. That's what we pick up and that's what we learn to do. And just working across the board. That is my overall goal, is to be able to work across the board, connect with my colleagues on both sides, and be able to deliver for communities who really need it, who have been missing out.
Okay. So right now, currently, because I had Viviana on, I just want to understand this. So right now, you are the legislator of District 2.
Correct.
And District 2, Uniondale is being carved up, redistrict, drawing those lines. And north of Front Street is going to be District 2.
Correct.
And now you're running for District 5.
Yes.
And Scott Davis is going to be in Hempstead, which is District 1.
Correct.
Okay. Yay. I hope, friends, you've understood all of that. Just know when it comes time to vote in November, voting for Olena Nicks, you'll be voting anybody who lives below,
so south
of Front Street.
Yeah, so south of Front Street. And then I also will have the majority of Hempstead.
Okay.
So Hempstead will have 3 representatives. And
so is that more now on your plate from your current district?
More, I have more communities because currently my current district serves a portion of Hempstead, all of Uniondale, and all of Westbury and Newcastle.
Okay.
The new district that I am running in or will be running for will cover most of Uniondale, most of Hempstead, a very large portion of West Hempstead, and a smaller portion of Franklin Square. So more on my plate. I wouldn't say more, but it is different. So the community is that I am, God willing, hopefully will be picking up, are certainly a bit different in their own unique ways.
Yes.
So that will be its own just work in progress, being able to see what those needs are and connect and be on the ground. You know, I recently attended a civic meeting for West Hempstead, and their huge their huge focus right now is Hall's Pond Park and making sure that their park is well kept, that the pond looks as nice as it can. And that has been a driving focus for that community, and they had a very vast civic meeting. I was happy to see the number of people who came out and expressed their concerns. So, and I'm starting to step a bit into Franklin Square, so that's exciting. So I think it'll be exciting to see different parts of the district.
Yes.
And just be able to work with everyone.
Yeah. That's just the trajectory of your life. Next thing in like 5 years, you'll be in a higher office. That's what I'm putting into the universe.
Timing is everything, so you never know.
That's good. So do you have anything coming up that you want to discuss in October? I know it's next month.
Yes.
And you've got to plan, and you also have to, it just hit me. So you've got to campaign. You've got to learn the ropes in the legislative.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And you've got to serve your constituents. Then also getting your name out there, go to these meetings. When do you sleep?
I will say it's funny enough that sleep is very high on my priority list.
Good.
So I really try and carve out, at least if I can get 5 hours, I'm grateful.
Okay.
But I do try and carve out. My phone is on like sleep mode.
Yes.
So even if most days I wake up before my alarm. So even if I'm up before my alarm, I try not to touch my phone. I keep it in sleep mode so I don't have notifications that come through, because in order to be really strong in this role, you have to be well rested, I think. And I have to take care of myself, in order to be able to deliver for the community. Because if I'm not 100%, then I can't deliver, right?
Right.
So that's why that's really important to me. I don't want to run on fumes every day.
Right. And it just reminds me of what I tell. Well, I had a discussion with a friend one day. You're being selfish to be selfless.
Right. And you have to be.
Yeah. Wow, good for you. And I remember seeing you on the Memorial Day parade.
Yes.
Driving the fire trucks. You're still part of the fire department?
I am.
Too?
I still respond to calls. We had a call the other day, so I still respond. I'm not as active as I would like to be. Right. But I'm still there. And there are certain roles that I still hold within the department because it's important to me, and that was something that I didn't want to give up. And unfortunately, coming into the legislature, I did have to resign from the library board just because of the Nassau Charter. You can't hold 2 public offices, but it ended up working out because I don't know where I would have had the time. But yeah.
Those packets are pretty lofty.
They are.
Prior to the meetings. But this was really good. Olena, we share your contact information, what you're looking for with your campaign, if you need help, because you did mention you had interns in the summertime. Yes. Whatever you like to share, here's your opportunity. Go ahead.
So I can be found on social media. My Instagram is at Olena Nicks. And on Facebook, it's Olena Nicks for Legislator. And my campaign site is Nicks for Nassau. So I can be found on those different avenues. And I am always looking for a helping hand. Anyone who wants to make calls, knock doors, things like that. But I also want people to know that my doors are always open in the legislature. I am in the office probably pretty frequently, multiple times during the week and sometimes even on the weekends. So my door's always open when people want to speak. My phone's always on, except for when I'm sleeping. But I am
prioritizing. I like that.
Yes, but I'm here to be a resource. I'm here to understand what the needs are because I can't be everywhere all the time. So I do rely on the community and the residents to let me know partially what's going on. You know, I do drive through Uniondale quite often in Uniondale Avenue, so I'm seeing a bit for myself. But I do appreciate those who come out and really let me know what they're seeing behind the scenes as well.
Go ahead and tell us where your office is.
Yes, so I'm located at 1550 Franklin Avenue in Mineola. So we are in the Theodore Roosevelt Legislative Building. Yeah, that's where I am.
All right, perfect. Well, as you know, since you've been on the show before, the way I like to wrap up the show is by asking my guests to share something positive, something insightful that they've learned throughout their journey in life. Here's your opportunity to do that with us.
Yes. So I would say my positive thing is being sure that you are saying hello to everyone you come across because you never know what the future holds and how those people or those individuals may come back into your life in the future. And that is something that I've learned. That's something that I've been teaching my interns is connect with everyone, say hello, get everyone's card. You never know. It is a very small world. And the more that we continue to build each other and build a community, the better off we're going to be.
Excellent. I love it. Friends, you've heard it here from the current legislator, Olena Nicks of District 2, who is running for the legislative office for District 5, which is south of Front Street. Girl, ooh, okay, I did it. Olena Nicks. Remember, Nicks for Nassau. She says, and I'm just going to sing that song from Walt Disney World, it's a small world after all. Make sure to connect with everyone. Say hello. It doesn't take anything from you to say hello to a stranger because in actuality, friends, we are not strangers. We are all on this earth together. Saying a hello to a person and connecting with them, you never know what your future holds. They could be the one to help you out later in life. So just say hello with a smile. I'm going to add that. All right. Thank you, Legislator Olena, for being here. You're so welcome. Thank you, friends, for listening. You are listening to The Voice of Uniondale. My name is Nicole Burke. Friends, make sure to follow us on Spotify at The Voice of Uniondale and to make sure to come back next week for another journey from Uniondale. Bye for now.